Nurses are very underrated in their ability to understand medical conditions. In the first year of her business, she made $2 million. Or some people have actually shelved their full-time income and gone fully into becoming health coaches, can continue and begin to get roles in big pharma, which is where all the big money is, really. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Manny, and if you are not, thanks for watching these videos. Okay, so ignore the fork. Yes, I'm in the kitchen and I've just got a few things on my mind. But today I want to talk to you about something. If you realize, this is 2024, and if you're someone like me, you realize that your next big break from nursing is not going to come from a stable paycheck. You are not going to become a millionaire simply by working your day job as a nurse. And the same is true whether you are a doctor, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are a teacher. Regardless of the skill, regardless of the job you do, your next big break is not going to come from that. I think that more and more we are seeing that your next big break, okay, or your financial breakthrough is going to come from an idea that you are able to perfect and really refine the idea and use it to serve a large group of people on a large scale. And to be able to do this, you need to perfect some things or some skills that are known as high income skills. And I know that as a nurse, you have some basic skills like administering medications or inserting IV lines or intubating the patient. And some of those skills are great. Yeah, they are great skills, but in and of themselves, they are not high income skills. Now, there are some skills that are more likely to move the needle in your favor if what you're trying to do is find a way to raise money, extra income that will supplement your salary, or income that has the potential to replace your full-time nursing salary. And these skills are high income skills. And over the years, I've come across some of these skills. Well, maybe more than a couple, maybe 5. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you about these high income skills that have the potential of increasing your income. Just before I continue, the other thing I do not understand is why so many of you watch the videos but you don't subscribe to the channel. You watching should subscribe right now. And so now that I've said this, click the subscribe button and let's get into the high income skills number 1. Okay, so the first high income skill is becoming a health coach. Now, a couple of weeks back, I came across a tweet by Elon Musk on X. And this tweet, I'm sure most of you have also seen probably, but if you haven't, I'll read it to you. Now, the tweet says that when sending medical advice, ask your doctor, but also ask an experienced nurse. Nurses are underrated. And he posted this, or he tweeted this on March 21st, 2024. And so it's a very recent tweet. And I thought that I so agree with this. When I saw this, I was like, God, this is so interesting, because this is something I have been thinking about for a very long time. And I've been always making this claim to myself and to some friends that, for the quantum of experiences nurses are exposed to by virtue of the work they do and the length of time for which they are exposed to patients with various medical conditions, nurses are very underrated in their ability to understand medical conditions and how it affects the human body on a day-to-day basis. Now, suffice to say that no medical professional in the hospital has the length of exposure to patients' conditions or to patients as the nurse does. Not the pharmacist, not the biomedical scientist, not the nutritionist. It is the nurse who has that first-hand knowledge of how a disease condition is affecting the patient's body in real time and how they are deteriorating or progressing over a period of time. And of course, medical officers may also have that exposure, but it's not to the quantum that nurses are exposed to. Now, the privilege this affords nurses is the opportunity to give health advice, because both by virtue of your training and your working experience, you understand in real time how some lifestyle changes lead to some disease processes and how they affect the human body, because you've seen it multiple times, which is why I believe that nurses are in a pole position to give health advice or become health coaches, like Elon Musk said. And I think that this is probably the reason why in recent times, when you go onto the internet, you see a lot of nurses venturing into becoming health coaches. You see some of them doing it as a part-time job to supplement their full-time nursing income, or some people have actually shelved their full-time income and gone fully into becoming health coaches. And guys, don't take my word for it, health coaches are making so much money, like so much money. Now come with me, let me just show you this. Okay, so up on the screen now is Free Wellness, which is a health coaching company or a health coaching business here in the US. And when you go to the tabs there, you see a place where they have virtual business or virtual consultations. And the virtual consultations, they have a comprehensive program based on your health needs. And if you go under that, it's saying that this is a 3-month starter program with sessions every 2 weeks. And it includes 60-minute comprehensive initial assessment, 45-minute follow-up assessment, ultimate secure messaging, access to, and all of that. And guys, it is 6 sessions in all, 45 minutes per session, and it costs $799. that's nearly $800, and you book it. That means that this company, for the virtual health coaching they are giving you, let's say over Zoom or over Messenger or anything, coaching you through your computer and using apps like Better Health and all those things, the person is charging you $120 per session. That is more than 3 times what a regular nurse earns in a hospital. Now, and as a health coach, your job revolves around 3 main areas. You need to help the patient develop like a healthy eating routine, a healthy and safe exercise routine, and a healthy and safe sleep routine. And these are the things that most health coaches do. And some health coaches even venture into the field of giving psychological advice, and that may be beyond the basic scope of a health coach. But you just need to focus on doing what your client needs to be able to achieve the optimum level of health. Now, currently the health coaching industry is not really saturated because it's a fairly new industry. And so to set yourself aside, one of the things you can do is to become a certified health coach. And to get a certification, you need to look for certifications accredited by the National Association for Certifying Agencies. And for the majority of them, their conditions are the same. You just need to complete an approved training program, you need to complete 50 coaching sessions, and you need to hold an associate degree or demonstrate 4,000 hours of professional experience. And so simply put, you need to be someone who is working in the health industry to gain the accreditation to become a certified health coach. And these are the requirements for someone who wishes to be certified. It's not for someone who wants to start being a health coach. Now, I'm going to put a link down in the description so that you can have a look, peruse the link, and make your own decision. And of course, the link is only going to work if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, the second high income skill is to get the needed certifications. And I know that this sounds very simple and straightforward, but guys, hear me out. Now, for most of us watching, our biggest source of income is our salaries, which is why the single act that can have the biggest impact on your earning potential is undertaking a certification that increases your income. Now, so think about it this way. A licensed practical nurse or an LPN earns about $50,000 on average in the US, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, a registered nurse earns about $80,000 average in the US. Now, guys, the truth is that some of these bridge programs for an LPN to transition to become an RN are as quick as 11 months. And so if an LPN is watching this video and they decide to improve upon themselves and become an RN, they can get into the course by now, and early next year, they are going to become RNs, and they would have increased their salaries by nearly 40%. I know that there may be side hustles that could give you this income jump, but is it going to be at the same pace as getting the certification? So it appears that certifications are some of the quickest ways to improve your income as a registered nurse. And this is the same for registered nurses. A registered nurse earning about $80,000 in the US can take a 1-month certification in becoming a clinical research nurse, and then they can start applying for jobs that pays in excess of $100,000. And some of them are so good that you are allowed to work from home. And if it's something you like, you can continue and begin to get roles in big pharma, which is where all the big money is, really. So the certifications can vary all the way from a 4-week course to a 4-year advanced degree that you take to get a skill that you need to be certified to practice legally in some of these fields. And there are several of these certifications, like you can become a certified registered nurse anesthetist, like I said. You can become a certified critical care registered nurse. You can become a certified orthopedic nurse. You can become a certified telemetry nurse, and the list goes on and on and on, guys. Now, guys, let's go to the high income skill number 3. And the high income skill number 3 is to create an NCLEX study prep material or to create a nursing school study guide. And guys, I can't say this enough. I think that among the high income skills nurses can learn or nurses can develop so far, the high income skill that has seen the most success among nurses is the creation of NCLEX study prep materials or nursing school study guides. And the reason is simple. Every year, 250,000 people write the NCLEX exams, and most nursing schools do not provide study materials. Some schools provide, some schools do not provide it. And so this vacuum that has been created has provided opportunity for individuals and companies to create NCLEX study materials or nursing school study guides and teach these to the teeming number of people who are looking for study materials to be able to pass the NCLEX once and for all. I mean, the NCLEX is challenging, and the last thing you want to worry about is not getting the right study materials. I mean, I was watching an interview of a nurse who said she started a nursing school study guide and an NCLEX prep study material. And in the first year of her business, she made $2 million. Now, guys, think about it. How many businesses start and then within the first year, they make over $1 million? Now, this nurse made $2 million in her first year. And guys, there are some nurses who have done this on a much, much bigger scale, like Kristen Turtle of Nurse in the Making, or Simple Nursing, or even Rema. Okay, and I think most of us know Rema quick facts. It is not even an exhaustive material. There are several things that could have been added, but it's a quick fact guide, right? And she sells this material to thousands of people, and obviously she doesn't work on the ward. This is her full-time job. And so imagine that you have the skill of being a good test taker, or you're able to make study materials or study guides like this and sell to thousands of people. And people have done it, people keep doing it. Now the interesting thing is that there are several companies that are even looking for registered nurses to become NCLEX tutors and train people who need NCLEX tutors. This current one here is, the company is called Varsity Tutors, and they are looking for NCLEX tutors anywhere in the world. So you can be in Ghana, you can be in Kenya, you can be in Nigeria, you can be in the US or the UK and be teaching people how to take the NCLEX exams. And the only requirement is that tutors must be over 18 years and should be pursuing or have obtained a post-secondary education. Guys, once you have passed the NCLEX, you qualify to become an NCLEX tutor. So you don't need to have a bachelor's degree to start this side hustle or to start this life-changing job, guys. But it's a high income skill that you have to develop. You create a material once and you keep selling it in your sleep. And in the same vein, once you start creating NCLEX study prep materials, it sends you in a loop and you realize that there is a second opportunity. Most of the people who take the NCLEX exams have been to some nursing school of a sort. And another thing that most people want is nursing school study guides. And that market appears to even be more lucrative than just doing the NCLEX study prep material, because a lot of people look for nursing school study guides. And once a student is hooked onto your nursing school study guides and it's good, you have them for the next 3 or 4 years through their nursing school career. And most people are also doing this. When you go on Instagram, a lot of nurses are selling nursing school study guides. A lot of nurses are studying NCLEX prep materials, and it's because people buy it. It makes so much money for them. Now, once again, the links to some of these jobs will be in the description for you to have a look at and make a decision for yourself which one you want to pursue. Now, guys, this brings me to the fourth high income skill, which is to become a content creator. Now, whether you are an Instagrammer or a TikToker or a YouTuber or a podcaster or a copywriter or a blogger, guys, it is called content creation, and it is a massive money-making machine for most people. Some people like to call it a gold mine. Now, Navarro Avikan, who is a very respected Silicon Valley investor, said something that hits home with me. He says that code and media are permissionless leverage, and they are the leverage behind the newly rich. You can create software and media that works for you while you sleep. In simple terms, you're either going to build a software like Mark Zuckerberg and cash in on it, or you're going to create content like Mr. Beast or Ali Abdaal or Jenny with the Hintons, who is also a nurse practitioner and has nearly 1 million subscribers on her YouTube channel, or even Nana Griselda, who most African nurses relate with. Now, the thing is that these content creators have become famous and they leverage their fame to make money. So take Ali Abdaal, for example. This guy was a medical doctor in the UK, started a YouTube channel, started teaching people how to get into medical school in the UK through his company called 6med, and then he developed a course and so on and so forth. Long story short, this guy begins to sell his courses and he makes $5 million a year from his courses as a content creator. Or take Dr. Beck or Dr. Mike, who have quit their full-time jobs. Of course, Dr. Mike still works, but Dr. Beck has quit his job as a chiropractor and is teaching people about healthcare on YouTube full-time. And he's reported to have trained over 2,500 doctors in his program and has thousands, if not millions of people in his keto program. Okay, and Nana Griselda, like I said, is reported to be making 3 to 4 times her nursing income in the UK through her YouTube channel. And the opportunity, guys, is simple. All you need to do is to situate yourself as a content creator and have brands begin to work with you. There's another Nigerian called Aproko Doctor who is like really becoming very famous on Instagram. He has a YouTube channel, but he's becoming really active on Instagram now. And now you see that a lot of brands are beginning to work with him because he's a health practitioner. Now, what we're here to see is a nurse who's going to become like the next Dr. Mike or Dr. Beck, giving people massive health education on YouTube. And it is very important. And guys, this brings me into the last high income skill, which is to monetize your nursing skills. And when I say your nursing skills, I mean that there are some core skills, or there are some skills that are core to you being a nurse. For example, starting an IV access or giving injections or doing CPR. These are all skills that are very basic to you as a nurse. And guys, these are skills that you can monetize. As a matter of fact, there are several people who are already doing this. So there are nurses on YouTube who have started, or nurses I know who have started IV hydration businesses, and they either have a location or some of them even have mobile vans that they go to people's houses or offices and give IV hydration services to people. And so when you live in a city that has a lot of activity going on, you can, like Vegas or Florida or London or let's say Accra, you can have a lot of people who have hangovers and they want IV hydrations done for them, and you can set up the location, and because you are a nurse, you go on and people come to you for these services. And there are companies who have started these IV hydration businesses and they are being run by non-nurses. These people are not even in the health sector, but they start a business and they employ nurses to come and run the businesses for them. So as a nurse, why can't you start? You just need a business license and you can start this business right in the comfort of your home, or get a mobile van, or use your car and go to people's houses with your license and get these services done for them. You can administer CPR, you can give CPR training to people, or the whole basic life support package where you train people to give basic life support. You can give flu shots, COVID shots, immunizations to people when the season is due, and you are making money outside of your normal 9-to-5 job. Now guys, I don't want to take any more of your time, but let's connect in the chat, and I'll be in the chat section to answer a lot of the questions. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and send your questions to youtube@manasetutor.com and I'll be sure to answer them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.